Unity game developer Scott Anderson has come out to defend Dani Lalonders and her discrimination practices when it comes to hiring based on race. Before we get into this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. This is over at thatparkplace.com. And if you're unfamiliar with who Scott Anderson is, he's a senior graphics engineer at Unity Technologies, and he recently defended Marvel's Black Panther developer Dani Lalonders and her race-based hiring discrimination while she developed her game Validate. Lalonders admitted to race-based hiring discrimination during a presentation for the Game Devs of Color Expo 2021 that was recently brought to the public's attention after Lalonders defended Sweet Baby Inc. and admitted she was a racist. This is what she said during her presentation. Let's just take a listen.
Team. A little background about this. I have a team of 21 right now for Validate. It's a pretty big team. It's a crazy big team for indie games. But who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me. And I'm not saying that white people in the industry are creating unsafe environments. I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying. I am saying that sometimes it is hard to work with white people because they think that something made okay, but it was really a microaggression. And no one wants to deal with that while they're trying to make a game that they love.
So that is what Dani Lalonders had to say. She admits to race-based discrimination because she believes that white people microaggress her. Clearly illegal. But the reason why this got brought to the wide public's audience is because she decided to go out and defend Sweet Baby Inc. Interestingly enough, Lalonders actually worked for Sweet Baby Inc. between October 2022 and May 2023. And this is what she posted when she defended Sweet Baby Inc. She says, gamers have been really racist lately, and I'm trying to ignore it, but it's hard not to when I see it sometimes. Just creating problems in your head. I don't understand the outrage over video games, especially games they have no interest to play. She then posted another thread saying, I just stopped taking y'all seriously when y'all start running around saying white people can experience racism because I did not suffer through 2020 for y'all to act like you weren't an ally to BLM 4 years later. No clue what she's actually talking about there. We will find out later that she does not believe that you can be racist towards white people. And that if you do believe you can be racist towards white people, that makes you a racist. She said, posting that tired screenshot of the Google definition of racism, I just don't care anymore. So she clearly just doesn't care about the truth either. So she's going to accuse people of racism and then say she doesn't care about the actual truth. I mean, you can't make it up, right? And then in a response to Riley Man 1080, Lalonders admitted to being a racist. She says, yeah, I'm racist. So what now? And then, as I just mentioned, she says, if you think you can be racist to white people, you literally are. And then this is how she justified it, saying, racism and prejudice are not the same thing. Racism is systematic. White people are not systematically affected negatively by racism. Certain groups of white people throughout history have been affected by prejudice based on where they're from, except you are actually systematically discriminating against white people at your video game company. So, yes, you were being racist, and you admitted you're racist. And this is what Scott Anderson had to say defending Lalonders' heinous actions and her discrimination. He posted this. People calling a black woman building a studio with all POC a racist and equating it to a white man starting an all-white studio is wild. If the power imbalances that actually exist in reality were different, sure, but there is no way these things are equivalent. He then said, this is, of course, ignoring that white men start studios that are all or mostly white men all the time and no one cares. It's literally not what the complaint is about. The complaint is about her admitting that she discriminated against white people because she felt that white people were microaggressing her. That is what people are complaining about. They're complaining about that she clearly discriminated against white people. They're not complaining about the fact that she created a video game studio. They're complaining about the fact that she broke the law and admitted to discriminating against white people. That's what people are complaining about, Scott Anderson. And she admitted that she was a racist too. And then he then justified the race-based discrimination here. And this is where Scott Anderson completely goes off the rails. So this user here, Attack of the Keg, of the EG says, I believe it the fact that she specifically said she refused to hire any white people on the stipulation that they all make it an unsafe environment, which is by and large the textbook definition of racism. So he's pointing out that she admitted to discriminating against white people. And then Scott Anderson is like, yeah, that's great. He says, worst case scenario, this is a result of trauma, not a desire for exclusion, and definitely not supremacy. So she's the victim. And because she has been victimized, who knows how, who knows why, who knows when, but it's okay for her to discriminate because she is the victim. Get out of here. Get out of here. Context is completely ignored in all of these discussions. This is a valid self-preservation tactic for Black people, not a way to gain power over others. I'm sorry, you're excusing race-based discrimination. There's absolutely no way you would accept that if it was any other race. Just, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. And you're trying to defend this heinous thing. And it just shows that you have the woke mind virus, that your mind is poisoned, and it's likely poisoning the work that you're doing at Unity. Because if your mind is this poison that you are defending race-based hiring discrimination, what else are you defending? What other garbage are you putting into your work? I mean, this is absolutely sick and disgusting. These are the people that are taking over the video game industry, people that are defending race-based hiring discrimination. This is wrong. It is illegal. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, but to always speak the truth.